Until they're finished.
Yeah, I just wanted to clarify that the concern that we had was from a resident, not necessarily from a board member.
It's the same resident that created the only concern
Yes,
that in your job I experienced in 15 years.
yes. That-
So you could say,
Well, this program hasn't been around for 15 years either, but,
I'm talking about NSSRA, any program.
It's the only.
And that was an issue over the mail not getting there in time, which
You know what,
NSSRA had no
It
control
doesn't
over.
make a difference.
Bill, the person who complained was unhappy and upset, and I think that when our residents are unhappy and upset, they have a right to complain.
Sure.
I also believe that CEL does a wonderful job, and I would like to
Thank you.
continue to participate in supporting them.
Okay. I have a
Thank
question.
you. Of course.
How's your fundraising this year?
Well, we're just starting our fundraising season. As you know, November, December is the big time of year. So it's too soon to tell. We did have our golf outing in August. We exceeded goal on the golf outing. Last year we raised about 100. This year we raised about 134,000. So I'm hoping that that's an indication that things will be getting better. We focus a lot on individual giving, which in a fundraising model is a very important way to fundraise for any nonprofit versus special events. So we work very hard to steward our donors, which is why I'm even here tonight, because I want you to know the difference that your support makes to people with disabilities. It does make a big difference. So we're very grateful for that support.
yeah, I can tell you also that the reason that this residency question even came up is because the program is so successful. So
That's correct.
if it wasn't successful, then it wouldn't be an
Right.
issue at all.
Right.
We have another program too that's open. I mean, we still have many slots open in our other day program that if someone in Riverwoods would like to
Right, even.
participate, it's open and it's a wonderful opportunity.
Any more questions? All right, roll call vote please.
Trustee Chamberlain,
Do we have a second? Aye.
trustee Grattan,
Aye.
trustee Hagan,
Yes.
trustee Kumjian,
Aye.
trustee Slotnick.
Yes.
Carries.
Thank you for showing up.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody.
Second reading of an ordinance adding chapter 7 entitled Regulation of Banking Service to Title 4 of the Riverwood Code. We just got it last night, early this morning. If you really want more time, we can postpone this to the next meeting.
I actually have some changes
Go ahead.
that
You wanna send them to me, maybe, if we're gonna put this off?
I don't know if we're gonna put it on or not. I just asked if everybody had a chance to read it. Let's go with it.
well, I can tell you what they are and then we can decide.
All right.
First, I noticed there was, comments from, is it Howard Handler of the North Shore Barrington Association of Realtors?
Right.
I just want to point out that I'm pretty much suspect of anything he has to say because not only is he a lobbyist, but considering the, what I consider to be not quite accurate information that he shared with so many of our residents on the fire sprinkler, I'm not super trustful of what he has to say. But aside from that, I have my own comments.
Amen.
I noticed on, like for example, on page 3,
You want his communication or ours?
oh, I'm on ours.
Okay.
I have my own comments.
This is the revision dated November 1.
Right, right. I noticed that
Page
yes, in the owner section, we refer to property, but then in other sections, we say premises and sometimes building. And I don't know if, it isn't clear to me if we're always talking about the same thing or maybe we're talking about different things. I don't know, but I think we should be consistent. Because I think we're talking about the whole
We're
property.
talking about the same thing.
Unless we're talking about specifically the building being vacant. But I think especially when we get into like premises versus building, I'm sure we wanna be consistent there. So I noticed it on that page, and I don't know if,
You're talking about
like for example.
any building, any building, any building, any premises, any building. So,
Well, there's two different definitions.
Right, see, under owner, you know, that's a defined term. And then, so then when we go down later and we may refer to, property or premises or building, we should use the same terms that we
your
use.
lawyers work that out, please.
Yeah, I'll have to
Right.
I'll go through and try and
Just
make that
consistency.
consistent.
And in the, I can tell you the, let's see what this is for, anyway, unoccupied building, you substituted shall, I actually liked the may better, because shall, I think, might be too picky, because I could think of a
That's a
situation.
Howard Handler suggestion.
That was one of his, that was one of his, the other ones
I didn't like that
This-
one either.
because the building, you know, I could see a situation where the building may be locked up and it's not, it may be difficult to ascertain some of these things, and that's why I think the may gives us a little more leeway. On the next page, and probably others, I know sometime, director is a defined term at the beginning, but then, like in 474, we say Director of Community Services. And in other places, we say Director, and so I'm guessing we want to keep that the same throughout, since it's a defined term.
Yeah, I think so.
Also,
Sometimes we repeat it so people remember when they just read a particular section, but it is defined at the beginning.
right, so I didn't know,
I did start getting rid of it because it's redundant. If you're gonna define the
Right,
term, it's
right,
redundant,
right,
so
right.
I can.
also for,
Should also be capitalized instead of.
yeah, well, right, director's not capitalized, owner's not
The
capitalized.
thing is, I know how you feel about this, and I respect your command of grammar. What happens when we codify it is that Sterling's grammarian takes the position that once you've defined a term, you don't capitalize them, otherwise you'd have capitalized terms throughout the code book. And so whenever you see terms that have definitions, if you look at our online code, generally throughout, the village is not defined,
Makes no sense.
well,
I know, I know, you've said it before.
I know, so.
I respect what you're saying, I still think they're wrong, so whatever.
So I mean, in other words, if I do it this way, it won't necessarily appear this
It's
way.
not gonna appear that way in
Yes,
the
you
code
just-
book.
when
I
we send it-
understand
When we
that.
send it in, it's gonna come out the way they would.
Exactly.
I
Then you
understand.
should have a reference in the definition section that says that whether it's capitalized or non-capitalized, it's still, has the same meaning.
Okay.
So that we're all clear that it, especially
The
owner
lawyers, I
as a
understand,
defined
but you
term.
don't.
Well, especially owner as a defined term, I think that's really, really important. I also noticed that whenever we talk about owner, in some cases we say the owner he, sometimes we say he or she, sometimes, and sometimes it actually could be they, but we're not consistent, and I think we should be. Would pick one, anyone?
She.
How about
I
them?
also noticed on 474,
What page? That's my-
474F
F?
and 475, we talk about notice and method of service to the owner. And in 474, we talk about owner as being listed on the Lake County Recorder of Deeds. And I know we took out tax rolls at one point, but then we defined it a little differently, I thought.
I think what I tried to say is we'll first look on, who was the last owner of record as a property owner, and we'll try and send them a notice that way. If we can't find them, if we get nobody picks up the receipt, no one signs for it, the only last thing you can do is to send it to the last taxpayer record. That's the only place you can. So that's the
Right.
default place.